All right, man. What's up? It's your boy, Matt J. And today I wanted to do a video. I wanted to show my book collection so far that I have amassed over the past few months. I'll say, um, majority of them I have not read yet because I'm the type of person I'm gonna just keep buying books as like if I see it in the store, I'm gonna get it. I don't care how many books I got that I ain't read yet. You know, I'm a I'm gonna just keep copying books. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get started, man. I think I got about 50 books. I'll count after this, and then I'll put it in the title. But y'all see slime back there. Rizzo, y'all, I see that killer back there. But yeah, man, it's my book collection. So first, we're gonna start off here. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Read this. I read this already. Great book. I got it. I actually got it from Goodwill. I was already planning on getting it, and I was in Goodwill one day, and I went ahead and picked it up. But it's a great read, though. Highly recommend. Next, a book I just got yesterday. I started going to half price books because half price books got all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I like Barnes and Noble, cool if you want to get the more mainstream like releases and stuff, but half price books gonna have stuff that you wouldn't really think of getting, or like stuff you just wouldn't see like in like a bookstore like Barnes and Noble. And I picked this up. It's called "The Power of Positive Thinking" by Norman Vincent Peale. Peale. I think that's how you say it. Got it for $5. Knowledge is cheap, man. Knowledge is cheap. I haven't read this yet. Like I said, I just got it yesterday, but looking forward to reading it. Uh, I got this book, The Enlightened Sex Manual by David Dita. This is the guy that wrote what's the name of the book? The Way of the Superior Man. I haven't read this yet, but I might read this one next. I just finished the book, and I'll show you. I'll show y'all that I just finished the book, so I'll probably read this next. It looks like it's a short read, um, about 170 pages, give or take. Learn how to scrote them folk. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the Enlightened Sex Manual. I got this book, Samurai Selling. I didn't pay for this. I got it from. So when I was moving from South Carolina out here to Texas, I was grabbing some stuff out of my childhood room, and it was my grandma had put a bunch of books in my room, and this was like one of the ones I took. I haven't actually read it yet. I plan on it though. Selling is a great skill. Selling teaches you a lot about the world and about people being in sales. So I'm curious. I'm curious about this one. This is what I say. This is one of those books. I'm just curious. Like I have no rhyme or reason. I'm just curious about it. That's why I picked. That's why I brought it here. Uh, this book, Think Like a Freak, by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner. Think Like a Freak. And this book is all about. This is one I've read. This book is all about figuring out different ways to solve problems. Per se. Like just learning how to go at things from different angles. And he seems like he wants to go outside, so I'm gonna let him out right quick. No. But yeah. Next, we have Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I think Marcus Aurelius was some kind of like philosopher or something. And I thought it would be interesting to see just what the hell he talking about. I'm not gonna lie, I get a lot of books because I'm curious about what's in them. Like I think it's important to like just read up on different topics on different subjects and just say expand your perspective of the world, like just learn different random stuff. So a lot of times I just pick up random books just because I'm interested, out of genuine curiosity. Uh, Next, we have another book I have not read yet. It's called The Gangsters of Capitalism by Jonathan M. Katz. This one just looked fire. And I'm really interested in capitalism and like the history of America and stuff like that. So picked this one up a little while ago. Haven't read it yet, but look like a decently long read. Looking forward to it. Gangsters of Capitalism. Next, we have another book I just picked up yesterday from Half Price Books. It's called An Ugly Truth: Inside Facebook's Battle for Domination. And I guess it's about how, Facebook came up, I guess. I'm really, one topic I am really interested in is business history. Like the history of different businesses and like the things they do, how they came up, stuff like that. So, yeah. This will probably be higher in the rotation. I'll probably try to make my way to this one a lot sooner than later. Next, we have The Social Contract by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. I picked this up. This is another book I got yesterday from Half Price Books. I picked this up because I remember learning about Jean-Jacques Rousseau when I went to college. I took a philosophy class, and one of the topics we did touch on was like the social contract. And I saw this in there. It was only $5, so I figured why not. I said another one was like a short read, about 150, 160 pages. This also will probably be kind of high on the list, reading sooner than later. I think the study of like humans and like interactions, like sociology, I think that's a real interesting topic. So I'll probably pick up a lot more books on that as time goes on. Next, speaking of, another book I got yesterday, Half Price Books, called Social Physics by Alex Pentland. Yeah, man. It said this is just about. I'll actually read the back. So it says, any list of big data's revolutions presiding visionaries, including MIT's Alex Sandy Pentland. Through years of groundbreaking experiments, Pentland has made discoveries significant enough to become the bedrock of a whole new scientific field, social physics. Human beings are social creatures first and foremost, and our essential habits are wired into us through our coordination in social groups. Social physics is about how ideas flow through these networks and how those ideas are ultimately transformed into behaviors. Pentland leads readers into the edge of the most important revolution in the study of social behavior in a generation, into an entirely new way to look at life itself. So I thought this was interesting. Social physics, like I said, I'm interested in social interaction and things like that. Oh, not my bottle. Next, we have The Hero Within by Carol S. Pearson. She has a PhD. So Dr. Carol S. Pearson. They have a picture of her right here. And this is about the 6 different archetypes of like people, I guess. Another topic I thought would be very interesting to learn about. Again, one of those that's going to be higher on the list than others. I'll probably try to read that one sooner than later. This is one book I did a review on, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Go check that out on my page. I also did a review on Think and Grow Rich as well. But Art of War by Sun Tzu, great read. It was interesting. I have this version has like I don't know if all of them are like this, but like after the original book, because the actual writing is pretty short. But it has like commentary in the back breaking down everything that was in the other part. So yeah, Art of War by Sun Tzu. Next, we have The Intelligent Investor. Y'all see how thick this is, man. This book was a struggle to read. It's by Benjamin Graham. I got into stocks and trading and stuff like earlier this year. And shout out to Wall Street Trapper for recommending this book. But I read this book way too early in my investing career. This was a struggle to read. And now that I've learned a bit more, I'll say I'm like a year into like more learning about investing. So I'll probably read this again in like another year. I'll pick this one back up and go back through it. Like I said, the first time I read it, I was just struggling my way through it. I didn't understand a whole lot of what was being talked about. But yeah, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Preface and appendix by Warren E. Buffett. If y'all know who that boy Warren Buffett is, you better learn. You dig? That boy Buffett, the truth, man. Let me move this over here. So yeah. Next, Lucky Me by Rich Paul. If you don't know who Rich Paul is the owner of what is it, like Clutch Sports? I think that's the name of his agency. He's LeBron James' agent. He also was the agent to, I think, Eric Bledsoe. He got Eric Bledsoe a pretty good deal. He talks about it in his book. But this is basically like his biography, his life. Really good read. Lucky Me by Rich Paul. I enjoyed that. Next, we have Blockchain Revolution. I started reading this one. I'm in the middle of the preface, but I stopped reading it to read another book that I'll show y'all, which is actually the book I just finished. But I can tell it's gonna be interesting. I just came across something else a little bit more that I wanted to read more. So I kind of cut off. Since I was so early in it, I just kind of stopped. Like I said, I was only in the preface, or whatever you want to call it. But it's by Don Tapscott and Alex Tapscott. I guess two brothers. So yeah, in this book, in the preface, I learned a couple of things just from the preface. I'm gonna just say preface. I don't care. In the preface, the preface, he says. But I learned I didn't know there were so many different types of crypto, and you could use them for so many different things. And I learned that the difference between blockchain. Now I learned the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So Bitcoin is an actual coin or whatever, and I guess it's kind of looked at as more of a store of value. But Ethereum is actually a platform, and you can build things build applications on the Ethereum platform. I learned what a crypto kitty is. You feel me? I think I talked about it in one of my Access Granted talks or whatever. But yeah, I learned what crypto kitties were and things. So I can tell this is going to be a really interesting read, just based off the preface. But like I said, I just found something I wanted to read a little bit more. So at the time, but yeah, Blockchain Revolution. Next, we have Why Should White Guys Have All the Wealth by Cedric Nash. Cedric Nash is the founder of the Black Wealth Summit. You see it right there. And this book was actually gifted to me by a lady at work. I don't necessarily work with her, but she's so we were on a what do you call it? We had a team offsite. I'm based in Austin, Texas, and my team is dispersed. We have some people in Canada, some people in Seattle, some people in Utah, some people in Florida. But we have a team offsite once a year, and this year it was in Atlanta, so we went out to Atlanta. We met up with this lady, and I can't really remember what her name was, but she's a black lady, and she gave me and this guy Jason on our team, and this guy named Caleb. She gave us these basically these little care packages, and it had a couple of different little things in it, like a little cup mug, computer covers, things like that. I got this. Oh, I don't want to show that because it's gonna show where I work, but yeah, and this book was in it. It's a really good read. He just talks about his life and his journey and how he came to be the person he is, the steps he took, how he plans things out. Really good read. I recommend it. Next, we have The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita. Another one that I read, a pretty decently short read, just under 200 pages. And this book is really about masculine essence, I guess, but not in a weird way, but just how to embrace the things of the world and how to deal with them and stuff as a man. Great read. This will probably be the next book I do a book review on. I'll probably record it today, actually. But yeah, The Way of the Superior Man, David Dita. Next, we have. Let me just slide that over there. Yeah, make some. I'm just making some room so I can put more of these books up here as I go through. All right, next we have Chip War by Chris Miller, and I'm sure this is about semiconductors and things. Like I'm in the tech space, that's why I got this book. I thought it'd be interesting. I don't know everything he talks about in this book, but I know it's about semiconductors, and semiconductors are really big. If you don't know what a semiconductor is, it's kind of like I like this picture he has here. It has like the American flag, and where the stars would be is a semiconductor, which is a chip. And chips are the things that make everything work. Like this computer I'm recording on, this phone, this mouse, your TV, like anything like electrical things like that, anything that computes, like it has chips in it. So you can imagine why those are really important, right? So next we have beginning JavaScript with DOM scripting and Ajax. So I got this book. This book was given to me by my. So when I was in college, I was working on this project for the school. I was helping build a web application, and to build it, I was using JSON and like a little bit of JavaScript, so front end, back end stuff. And my guy gave me this book. Shout out to Rome. He gave me this book so I could look some stuff up and learn. And then eventually he just told me I could keep it. So I have a JavaScript book. I can code. So yeah. All right. Next we have All About Day Trading by Jake Bernstein. I thought I wanted to be a day trader. So I bought the book, and it opened my eyes to some like terms and stuff like learning about trading in general. But I've come to find out I'd rather like do swing trades and stuff like that. So, but I mean, it's still a good read. Like if you just want to open your eyes to some terminology and just learn some things, like hey, just pick up a book on the topic and just expose yourself to it. Exposure is like really the most important thing when you're trying to learn something. Like just exposing yourself to the topics. Next, a book I just recently got, Mr. Putin by Fiona Hill and Clifford G. Gaddy. So like I said, I just like to learn about random things. I like to learn about the world. I like to find out about different topics. And Vladimir Putin is a very interesting figure in our times. So I just picked up a book on him, and I'm looking forward to reading this. It's not super, super high on the list, but it's definitely, I say it's like in the middle of the pack. Like I definitely really ready to work my way around to it, but it's not going to be the next book I read. But, it's good to have stuff in the backlog, have some stuff in the chamber that you just want to, pick up. Next, another book on sales by Zig Ziglar, Secret of Closing the Sale. Like I said, sales is a pretty amazing skill to have. Like I said, this is one of those books, again, that I had back at the house before I moved to Texas, and I just picked it up. So I wouldn't actually buy a book like this, but since I have access to it, I'm going to read it. So, yeah. Secrets of the Sale. Secrets of Closing the Sale by Zig Ziglar. Apparently, Zig Ziglar is like he got a stain in the sales community. He a big dog. You know what I'm saying? Big dog in the sales community. He a legend, apparently. So, hey, why not? Next, we have Good to Great by Jim Collins. Another one I read. Great read. If I was gonna do a review on this, I would have to read it again because I didn't actually take notes on it. I read this book before I started taking notes while I read books. But this book is about what takes companies, like what pushes companies over that hump of being a good company to being a great company. And they did a lot of research, studied a lot of businesses. I learned a lot of things about business in here, a lot of things about business history and management and stuff like that. It's a great book. It's a good read. Just if you're interested in that type of stuff. I like it. So, yeah. Good to Great by Jim Collins. Next, this is the book I actually just finished reading, and I can already tell that this guy is one of my favorite artists. Probably is going to be one of my all-time favorite authors. Going to be one of my all-time favorite authors. I watch a lot of his interviews on YouTube when I'm not reading one of his books. I think I have a total of 3 of his books now, including this one. But it is Mastery by Robert Greene. You know, Robert Greene is one of those guys, man. As you can see, this is the man that wrote the 48 Laws of Power. I love his writing style. He has a lot of historical anecdotes for everything. You learn a lot of interesting things when you read from him, or when you watch the interviews. You learn a lot of interesting things. Like, if you just like to learn stuff, like random stuff, pick up one of his books. This is the only one I've read by him, but I did recently pick up 2 more. And those are the next 2 in the stack. So, yeah, Robert Greene, Mastery. And in his books, he talks about the art of mastering something, what it means to master something, how to get to that point, common pitfalls when it comes to mastery, the emotions you may go through when you're mastering something. And he also gives like I said, he has a lot of anecdotes. He has a lot of historical anecdotes about different people who mastered things in different fields. So yeah, Mastery by Robert Greene. Next, by Robert Greene, we have The Laws of Human Nature. This is probably within my next 3 reads. Not gonna lie to you, within my next 3 reads, The Laws of Human Nature. Not too much to say about it. I haven't read it yet, but like I said, based off once I got to reading this, I knew, yeah, I'm gonna read all of his books. I'm going to read all of them. But yeah, Laws of Human Nature. Next, by Robert Greene, we have The Art of Seduction. And I always heard about this book, but I thought it was about something else. So listening to Robert Greene, I've learned a lot of things, and I have learned that seduction isn't necessarily about sex. Seduction is more so about being able to convince people and get people to follow your lead, and it's like seduction. Like, a man can seduce another man, and it's not gay, not in a sexual way. It's just like, if you want to be a leader, you have to seduce your followers. But when you're a child, your mother seduces you with her voice. If you're a man, you're seduced by your mother. It's not in a weird way. But looking forward to reading this. I'll say this is within my next 5 reads. Not at the top of the list, but definitely up there when it comes to priority. Next, a book that I also got yesterday from Half Price Books. It is called The Idea Factory: Bell Labs and the Great Age of American Innovation by John Gertner. This book is about. Actually, I'll read the back of it. Right. It says, from the beginning in the 1920s until its demise in the 1980s, Bell Labs, the official research and development wing of AT&T, was the biggest and arguably the best laboratory for new ideas in the world. From transistors and fiber optics to lasers and cellular telephony, I guess how you say it. It's hard to find an aspect of modern life that hasn't been touched by Bell Labs. In this definitive narrative of one of the greatest collaborations between science, business, and society in American history, John Gertner releases a deep human history of extraordinary men who were given extraordinary means, time, space, funds, and the access to one another, and laid the foundation for the information age. So, this is within the next 7 reads. Looking forward to reading this one. Next, we have one of the most famous books. I done flicked it up in the air so you can see it now, but Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Read this one. Good read. If you really don't know anything, start with this book. If you don't know anything, start with this book. And honestly, I don't even think I finished it, to be real. Did I finish this book? I don't know. I don't remember if I finished this book or not, but It was a good read from the point I made it to. I don't think I finished it though. But yeah. Next, we have another book that I got yesterday from Half Price Books. It is 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. Right? And this is about, okay, so it says, and it's by Yuval Noah Harari. I guess that, I don't know if that's a man or a woman. But, okay. It says, Yuval Noah Harari takes us on a thrilling journey through today's most urgent issues. Oh, it's a guy. Okay. His 21 Lessons for the 21st Century looks at the challenge of maintaining our collective and individual focus in the face of constant and disorienting change and asks, are we still capable of understanding the world we have created? How can we protect ourselves from nuclear or ecological catastrophe? What do we do about the epidemic of fake news and the threat of terrorism? How should we prepare our children for the future? So, yeah. Looking forward to reading that one. I'm looking forward to reading everything I get. I don't know why I keep saying I got it because I want to read it. Now, let me slide the rest of these books up so I don't have to reach so far back. So this next one, like I said, I'm really interested in business history. People who've made it big, people that made billions, built big businesses, or just successful people in general. I'm interested in their story, the things they went through. Side note: if you want a podcast that where successful people go talk about their journey and how they made it to where they are, Millionaire Mindset podcast by I think his name is Xavier Miller. And I'll actually pull it up on here. This is a great podcast to listen to or to watch. I'll say Millionaire Mindset by Xavier Miller. The Millionaire Mindsets. Great podcast. I throw it on in my free time pretty often. It's really inspiring. But yeah, the book is Sam Walton. He's the founder of Walmart, so it's the inside story of America's richest man. And I don't think he's the richest man now. He might have been like during the time. But yeah. By Vance H. Trimble. And I think this is a picture of Sam Walton on the back. Or the author. I don't know. I don't know who these old white people are. I don't know what they look like, to keep it 100 with you. But I'm interested in the read. So yeah. That's that. Next. This is a thicken. This is Palo Alto, A History of California and Capitalism. A History of California, Capitalism, and the World by Malcolm Harris. And I guess he wrote Kids These Days. I've heard that term before. I've never read it. But this is a thicken. But this is one that I'm really looking forward to reading as well. It's kind of intimidating because this shit, like, how many pages is this? It's gonna take me a while to read this, but I know it's some good stuff in here. I just know it is. This book is 625 pages, so it'll probably take me a while to read this. I'm not gonna cap to you, but I like reading. But damn, 600 pages, bro. Come on, son. Next. This is another book I bought from my house. I thought it'd be cool to read. Tax-Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright. He's a CPA. And I guess he just breaks down a bunch of stuff about taxes that you wouldn't really know. But it's good to understand the tax system, tax codes, things like that. So I'm looking forward to reading this, seeing how I can finesse, you know what I'm saying, pay less in taxes, because I don't plan on working a job all my life. So, and you need money to live, so you got to do other things. When you do other things, taxes become a lot more important. When you work in a job, all you do is let the taxes come out your check. You file your tax refund, you know. The goal is, a lot of people don't think like this, but the goal is to actually pay taxes. But it's to pay as little taxes as possible. But the goal is to, at the end of the year, you want to pay taxes. You don't want to get a refund. when you start paying taxes, that's when you know you're in a different, you're in a different realm of things. I don't think a lot of people get that. You actually want to pay taxes. Not a lot, but you want to get to the point where you're not waiting on a refund. Right? So, next, technical analysis for dummies. Like I said, I got into day trading and I picked up a couple of books. And these for dummies books, I realized like you can read them straight through, but I don't really think that's what they're meant for. I think they're meant for you to like dive into like different topics. Because when I was reading, I could tell like it was really written for you to like you could go in like whatever part you needed to. But yeah, technical analysis for dummies by Barbara Rockefeller. Yeah. Actually, I can move this out of the way and make more room for myself. All right. Next, we have Cracking the Coding Interview by Gail Lackman McDowell. Got this when I was in college. I was applying for jobs. Figured I promise you I ain't make it through this book. I really didn't. I'm not even going to cap to you. I did not make it through this book. I read certain parts of it, but I didn't make it too far. I'm not going to lie to you. That's it. Not even going to cap to you, man. Not even going to cap to you. This is another book I got from home. Just thought it would be, what's this on the back of it? Thought it would be an interesting read. Thought I could learn some useful things from it. But yeah. Wealth 101. 101 fundamental building blocks to create and maintain wealth by Wade Cook. This book just looked fire though. You know what I'm saying? That gold and green, you know what I'm saying? It's just it is like a fire book, but I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this at some point. When? I don't know. I don't know when, but yeah, 101. This next book, this book was kind of gifted to me. So my cousin, he actually met this guy. And he's a pretty cool guy. He started a YouTube channel. He's actually doing pretty well now. I don't remember his name. I think his name is Eric. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel, Tech Sales with Eric. And we were at his apartment, and he had a book. This was before I was really, really into reading, but I was starting to get into it. And he had a bookshelf. And I was looking at some of the books, and I picked this one up, and I was looking at it, and he just said I could have it. So shout out to Eric. I haven't read it yet, but it's definitely on the list. Competing in the age of AI. Strategy and Leadership when Algorithms and Networks Run the World by Marco Iansiti and Karim R. Lakhani. Yeah. Next, we have Future Crimes, another book I picked up from my house. And this is about cybercrime and cybersecurity, really. So, yeah. It's by Mark, I think it's Goodman. It's covered up by this little tag right here, but it's in the area of social sciences, they say. That's what's on the little thing. I guess that's where it was in the store, but yeah. Next, we have Adversity for Sale by J. Jeezy Jenkins. You feel me? Young Jeezy. You feel me? But, yeah, I thought this would be interesting to read, learn about Young Jeezy, his life, things like that. I also want to get Rick Ross' book, it's like What a Day to Boss Up, What a Better Day to Boss Up, or something like that. I want to get that, and I want to get 50 Cent. I want to get some book. I know 50 Cent might have a book or two out. I want to get those. And I want to get the book by 50 Cent and Robert Greene called The 50 of Law. Oh, one of my homeboys say he reading that right now. I'm gonna ask him how it is. So we're done with all of those, and then these next couple of books, these are all like novels. These are more novel type books, more story type books. I get these just because like sometimes you want to, you know, you don't always want to learn. Sometimes you want to hear an interesting story. You feel me? Like you don't always want to watch TV, like you know. So I got this Skullduggery Pleasant, and He's the Good Guy by Derek Landy. So it says, and I haven't read this yet, but it says, meet Skullduggery Pleasant, ace detective, snappy dresser, razor-tongued wit, crackerjack, sorcerer, and walking, talking, fire-throwing skeleton, as well as ally, protector, and mentor of Stephanie Edgley, a very unusual and darkly talented 12-year-old. These two alone must defeat an all-consuming ancient evil. The end of the world over his dead body. And you get it because he's a skeleton over his dead body. But yeah, I have this. I have The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. Haven't read it yet, but I heard it's good. So it says now a major motion picture, so I guess there's a movie about it. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I also heard this is really good. Haven't read it yet. And these books I got from I got these books from Goodwill. Majority of these storybooks I got from Goodwill. So if you want to get some books for the low, man, Goodwill, half price books if you got them in your area, bro, just go. Like pick up some books, man. Read something. So yeah, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by, what is that? Stieg Larsson? Stieg. I've never seen somebody Stieg. That's an interesting name. Stieg. Next, The Poppy Factory. Honestly, I don't even know why I got this one. With the end of the First World War, Rose is looking forward to welcoming home her loving husband, Alfie. I think that's his name. Alfie. Traumatized by his experiences on the battlefield, Alfie returns the shadow of his former self. Pushed away by Alfie, Rose's head is soon turned by another man as she struggles with temptation. Many years later, Jess returns from her final tour of Afghanistan. Haunted by nightmares from her time at the front, her longed-for homecoming is a disaster, and she wonders if life will ever be the same again. Can comfort come through her great-grandmother Rose's diaries? For Jess and Rose, the realities of war have terrible consequences. Can the Poppy Factory set up to help injured soldiers, rescue them from whatever? Yeah. I don't know. This might be more of a girl book. Now that I look at it, like this might be whatever. I'm gonna read it though. I have it. Why not? Next we have Losers Take All, and this is about these guys. They started a baseball team, but they were actually trying to lose. Like they were trying to be bad, but I think they ended up being good or something. Let's see. There's a new rule at Jake Logan Sports Crazy High School. All students must play on the team. So Jack and a group of anti-athletic friends decide to rebel. They create a third-string soccer team whose mission is to avoid victory at any cost. But as the team's losing formula becomes increasingly successful at attracting fans and attention, Jack and his teammates are winning in ways they never expected and don't know how to handle. Upending the conventions of a typical sports story, David Klass's novel is a resonant, darkly funny celebration of high school athletics at their very worst and very best. So, Losers Take All. I thought this would be a funny read. That's why I got it. Next, Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I'm pretty sure everybody know what the Hunger Games is. This is the only one I read. So, and I've been meaning to go get other like 2 or 3 books in the series because this was good. Like I was reading this, like I would be upset when I have stuff to go do and I have to stop reading. But like, bro, the Hunger Games is fire. I need to go get the other books. Hunger Games is so fire. I need to order. Hunger Games is fire. If you don't know what the Hunger Games is, it's basically the world is divided up in the country is divided up into these different districts or 12 districts, and then they get kids from each district. They get 2 of them and they put them in this arena and they got to fight to the death, basically. So That shit fire. That shit fire. Oh god, it's like Fortnite or like Call of Duty or some shit. But it's like that shit fire. And like all the kids got different little skills and like that shit fire. You gotta read that shit, bro. This is the best luck I ever had. The best bad luck I ever had by Christine Levin. I don't even really remember what this is about. The last thing Harry Dick Sims expects when Emma Walker comes to town is to become friends. Proper talking, brainy Emma doesn't play baseball or fish too well, but she sure does. She sure makes Dick think, especially about differences between black and white. But soon Dick is thinking about a whole lot more than town barber. But soon Dick is thinking about a whole lot more when the town barber, who is black, is put on trial for a terrible crime. Together, Dick and Emma come up with a daring plan to save him from the unthinkable. Oh, that's why I got this book. Okay. Yeah. The best bad luck I ever had. Next, we have Diary of an 8-Bit Villager / and it's crossed out. It says Warrior. So, yeah, man. I just thought this was a cool little book. I'm interested to really see what it's about. Last night I had a crazy dream. Our village had warriors and I was one of them. I looked Enderman. I looked Enderman straight in the eye. Oh, that's a person. I deflected skeleton arrows with my bare hands. I mowed down zombies like a farmer harvesting beetroots. But that was just a dream. The reality is school is starting Monday and I just turned 12. Runt's parents expect him to be a farmer like them, but Runt wants to help fight the mobs that keep attacking his village. So when he learns that the top 5 students will be given a chance to begin warrior training, Runt is determined to be one of them. So he's a young Minecraft villager who wants to be a warrior. Yeah, man. This last couple of ones. This is A Good Man's Sin by D. Kelly. And I think this is about a dude who like he got an addiction to girls or something. It's like a love story. But yeah. I'll read the back of this one too. Have you ever heard that those who don't learn from their past will live to repeat it? This is a story about Jesse, a teen in search for Christian values, although his life has little education of such virtues. His struggle to find those virtues is strained when in competition with human flaws. He confuses lust for love in a teen world lacking in moral supervision, and on a stage of a community driven on competition and success of their own. The challenges he will face create a faith in him that will surpass the sin in his life, but it comes at a price with many relationships he encounters. He will rise to the top of his throne in a football world against great odds, and will be crowned the king of his land with the help of the girl already ordained by the town. In a violent world of sexual intrigue, he will find a lover obsessed with him and a belief that her witchcraft could afford him the ultimate pleasures. He would be tested through faith in handling a self-proclaimed witch and a small kingdom which makes him their hero when all he ever wanted was what he couldn't have, the girl that seemed as much an angel as the other witch. His journey will start in the cold, murky waters of the Cowhouse Creek, and he would have to learn from his past or risk everything repeating it. So I think this is going to be an interesting story. That's why I got it. Another book got from Goodwill. So I'll show these two at the same time because they're kind of the same thing. But I have the Illustrated Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and the Illustrated Tales of Edgar Allan Poe. So you know who Sherlock Holmes is? Fire detective, you know what I'm saying? And I just thought it would be cool to get this book, read a little bit about Sherlock Holmes when I'm bored. And this one, Edgar Allan Poe, I think he's a poet, and I guess they just illustrate a lot of his poems. So I got both of these from Barnes and Noble on the deal. Got 10 for $5, 2 for $15 basically, 1 for $5, 1 half off. So one of them $10, one of them $5. Yeah, a little interesting pastime reads. And last but not least, another one that I just thought would be interesting to have sitting in the house, just learn some interesting stuff, not funny. But epic tales, Greek myths and tales. So I guess it's about all like the little Greek gods and stuff. Cool little cover. So yeah, that's it, man. That's my book collection. Still growing. It will always continue to grow. I'm ready to see how many books I have by the time I'm like 50. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, tune into my book reviews. Those will drop every Monday. You know, it probably won't. For right now, they're whole books because I have some that I already finished. But after a while, like, I don't read a book a week, so there'll probably be parts of them. But yeah, every Monday, tune in to those. And yeah, peace out.